Hey guys, normally I would say hey geeks and gamers and just say, what I would normally would say, but since this is a special occasion because now we're on a new page, i.e. new network, back when SmackDown used to be on UPN and then jumbled to CW and then some network nobody cares about in Sci-Fi Channel now on USA, so it's that kind of that got me thinking, jinx, I owe Jimmy a Coke. That made me think that I need to do something, and with the help of Jeremy, he decided to do a new page, so I'm going to do something extremely special, and if you've seen me in my team colors, you know I'm one happy SOB, so... Give me a minute. I just got off work, so give me a minute. Here goes nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Grey Devil 82 Productions, Geeks and Gamers, and Jeremy Griggs like to introduce you the brand new and improved WWF Attitude for WWE Public Wrestling Discussion Group. I get the last part confused, but I'm Michael, and this is WWF Attitude. I'm happy that we're finally on a new page. I just totally spaced and forgot that I've been procrastinating. I need to do part 2, so here's part 2 of The Undertaker. After I'm done with this, I'll do Mick Foley and DX, and then finally I'll start with ECW. But for now, here's part 2 of WWF Attitude, The Undertaker. So, it's 2003, and The Undertaker, what else is there to do? What's he gonna do? He tried beating Brock Lesnar, he couldn't do that, so he just did a couple matches here or there, and, well, Figuzzi, Ragazzi, what are you going to do? I think I'm going to fight the Big Show once again. I don't know. I guess they really didn't have much for him to do, so he fought the Big Show, and then, of course, Tensai, Albert, sorry, A-Train, Albert, Lloyd Tensai, Matt Bloom, whatever the hell his name was, the hairy, bald guy, decided they were going to take him on. However, somebody was also looking for The Undertaker, too. His name was Nathan Jones. And boy, did he stink. Guy was just a high-class jobber. I mean, he was Australian and it was cool, and he had a wicked roundhouse, but he really didn't do anything. Fast forward to WrestleMania 19 in Seattle. Undertaker with Nathan Jones in a handicap match versus The Big Show and A-Train, Albert, whatever you want to call him. And since it's The Undertaker and since the streak is on the line, you had to do something very big for the man. And what did we get? Well, technically it was Limp Bizkit, and they were kind of past their prime, but hey, this is WrestleMania, it's The Undertaker, it's rolling, this is American Badass Days, what are you going to do? So, The Undertaker comes out, revving the engine, he's ready to go, goes out there, there's a fantastic show for him to do, and he fights both these fat bastards, and wins. Okay, so now what are you going to do? He decides he's going to fight Heidenreich. And, well, I could barely remember Heidenreich because, to me, he was just some blonde-haired guy who was nuts, wore MMA gloves that matched his trunks, and basically that was it. Why does that sound familiar? I don't know. Yeah, that's right, they're rehashing Ken Shamrock's angle with his gimmick, if you would, and his attire on some guy that barely lasted. He ended up becoming an LOD member, and we never spoke of him again. Long story short, Heidenreich thought he can take on the big dog. Not happening. And then, of course, he gets injured by Kane late by the end of the year, and he disappears. And then finally, at WrestleMania 20, MSG, Kane's ready to fight. However, we're not getting the American Badass. We're getting the return of the Dead Man. The Dead Man came back, won, and that was it. Basically, he just took on guys left and right. And then, of course, he was trying to fight JBL, but since JBL was the undisputed champion, which I thought was the dumbest thing ever, having him hold the title for a full year, to me, JBL was nothing but a high-class, I won't say a jobber, but basically the guy was just a high-class middle card who, and essentially he was the WWF equivalent of Jeff Jarrett. I know I'm getting hit for saying that, but to me he was. I'm glad Cena whooped his ass and took the title. But yeah, he couldn't, basically the Undertaker just let him beat him and he pushed him over, but us fans still didn't like it. So, fast forward, The Undertaker, I can't remember who he fought. I think he fought Randy Orton that year at WrestleMania and won. I don't know. Then, of course, The Undertaker would take on Mr. Candy. He would take on all these guys and still win. And so, for me, I kind of tuned... That was around the time I stopped watching wrestling. I tuned in and out, and then finally came back to... I think it was... 2007, I'm sorry, 2007, The Undertaker won the Royal Rumble by beating Shawn Michaels, and then, of course, he would challenge Batista for the World Championship. And months, they would go in, like, who would win? Would it be Batista's title or the streak? What's going to happen? Undertaker came, Batista came, and when it was all said and done, The Undertaker would reign supreme. And they would have a rematch in April. He lost. And then, of course, fast forward, towards the end of the month, Batista became the World Heavyweight Champion once again. And then he would fight The Undertaker. And those two would have a match. First at No Way Out, Cyber Sunday, with Steve Austin as a guest referee. Back and forth. When it's all said and done, Batista bested The Undertaker with Steve Austin's help. However, The Undertaker wanted a rematch. Survivor Series, Hell in a Cell. And we would get it. And these boys went to war. I'm talking blood, sweat, the cage, tables, madness. And then Edge royally screwed it all up by coming back and spearing both guys. And like, change me. Thanks, Blondie. So, fast forward to WrestleMania. Undertaker would get his revenge on the little punk, and not only did he beat him and best him, he also put on a new mixed martial arts finishing move on him called the Google Plata. That's what some MMA guys call it, but technically he called it the Hell's Gate. Kind of looked like a mix between a armbar and a triangle choke, but this is wrestling, not mixed martial arts. Sorry, but the point is he bested him, and that was a sweet move he did. To this day, I practiced that move on my cousin. It wouldn't work, but he did what he had to do, and he won the title. And then, of course, they would go back and forth, until SummerSlam 2008 in Indiana, a show that I ended up going to, where they had a Hell in a Cell, and The Undertaker just whooped his ass good, and then finished it. And so we come to the part where, can't even think straight, my mind just left me. Oh, that's right. He would have two of his best matches. No, I'm sorry. Technically, it was 4 matches, but these men would really push the gusto. First, he would have his match with Shawn Michaels in 2009, and it was a great match. Shawn Michaels did his mind games to trick him. He wore the white Undertaker gear with his chaps. Undertaker was in his normal garb. They fought, and Undertaker was victorious. Fast forward a year later, before WrestleMania, was I think it was Backlash, I don't know, but I know The Undertaker was this close to beating Edge, but Shawn Michaels popped out of the stage, sweet-chinned him in the face, and then basically just, screwed him out of his title. I want my rematch. Gimme. Okay, I'll give you a rematch, but if you lose, you're out of the WWF for good. Done. A month later, these guys went to hell and back, and when it was all said and done, The Undertaker's streak was still intact, and Shawn retired. Hell of a match that man gave us, so thank you, Shawn. The following year, Triple H wanted him at WrestleMania, and again, we got ourselves a hell of a bloodbath. When it was all said and done, Undertaker was victorious, but he just couldn't get out of the ring, and Hunter was just like, oh man, I put a clinic on him. A year later, same thing. Hunter wants a rematch, but he says, if I do this, I will destroy The Undertaker. And I have Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. Undertaker says, you're on. Fast forward, these boys stole the show. I know Rock and Cena headlined it, but you know what? It was Miami. Everybody knew The Rock was going to win. These guys put on a clinic, and obviously, best match of the whole night. All 3 of these men stood victorious, and that's that. So that's... I really know I was supposed to go into much, but I really couldn't think straight, and to be honest, you already know the history. I'm not going to mention that stupid Khali angle and that stupid Punjabi match he had with the Big Show. That was kind of a waste of time, but the dead man is victorious, and nevertheless, he's a legend, and I know that this year for WrestleMania, we don't know what's going to happen. The streak is over. There's no denying that. Brock Lesnar got, so thanks for nothing, but it was The Undertaker's call. So... I could go on and on, but to be honest, I only wanted to cover the 90s, but I did a special favor by covering the dead man's last tenure because 25 years in this business is saying something. I know he's not as quick and fast and nimble as he is, and they're trying to push the stupid Braun Strowman match, and I don't know why. It's dumb. Everyone says give him AJ, give him John Cena, give him Rollins. That's a good idea, but the thing is, if you give him AJ, you're going to bury the guy before he even came into the company. I'd say give him Jericho. And you're not going to give him Rollins because he's still out. You're not getting him Cena because he's still out. So the way I look at it, you can either give him Hunter or give him Rock. Problem is, if Rock comes in, he's not gonna, he's gonna want to beat the Undertaker, and you can't do Bray Wyatt again because, well, that was, Wyatt was nothing, and now he's gonna fight Brock. So either they give him a decent opponent like Sheamus, or give him somebody decent, or this is WrestleMania is the one where, hey, the Undertaker's not gonna have a match because we can't find him an opponent. But I digress. So with everything being said and done, I know he was pushed for the Hall of Fame this year. He didn't get in, but Sting did. So, and that Sting match is never going to happen. If Sting had to get back surgery because of that idiot Rollins, then the Undertaker is not going to fight Sting, and Sting's not going to jeopardize his health. So, no. If anything, just give him, I guess, well, let's say Chris Jericho's out, but, this injury bug is in all the boys this year, so there's nothing they can do. So, yeah, so they really need. I hope they find something for him or make him the guest referee in one of these matches. That'd be pretty sweet. Guest referee between Triple H and Roman Reigns seems like a legit option. He might screw over Roman. He might actually help Roman and take out the Authority. So to this, I say this: thank you, Deadman, the Undertaker. It's been a hell of a career, and I hope you ride off into the sunset. Like a certain other gentleman we know will. And I just like to say thank you to Jimmy Griggs for the new page, where I'll try to do more videos as fast as I can, but with the weekends and my job, it gets harder and harder and harder. So to that I say thank you, and also congratulations to the Denver Broncos. We won, get over it. And to that I say thank you once again, WWE Wrestling Group. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, bye.